Hi everyone, my name is Josue Calderon,
And my name is Stephanie Martinez.
and we are going to talk about consonant sounds. Okay, the first one is the S sound. This sound is voiceless, alveolar, sibilant, or fricative. This means that you create friction through clenched teeth by directing airflow with the tip of the tongue. How to pronounce it? The S sound is made through the mouth and it is voiceless, which means that you don't use your vocal cords to make the sound. It is defined by the shape of your teeth and the position of your tongue, and it is a sibilant, which is a sound made by directing a stream of air with the tongue towards the sharp edge of the teeth in this case. To produce these sounds, clench your teeth together lightly and put your tongue just behind them, restricting airflow to a narrow channel over the tongue and through this teeth. Then push air through the channel and through the teeth. For example, s, s, s. Okay, some examples are some, just, this.
It is this sound. This sound is voice, alveolar, sibilant, or fricative. This means that you create friction throughout the clenched teeth by directing airflow with the tip of the tongue. How to pronounce it? This sound is made through the mouth and is voice, which means that you vibrate your vocal cords to make the sound. It is defined by the shape of your teeth and the position of your tongue, and it is a sibilant, which is a sound made by directing a stream of air with the tongue toward the sharp edge of the teeth. To produce this sound, clench your teeth together lightly and put your tongue just behind them, restricting airflow to a narrow channel over the tongue and throughout the teeth. Then push air throughout the channel and throughout the teeth. It will be like this. Um, so, some examples. Strong, whistle, side.
The sh sound. This sound is voiceless, palatal, sibilant, or fricative. This means that you create friction through clenched teeth by directing airflow through a narrow channel formed along the middle of the tongue. How to pronounce it? The sh sound is made through the mouth and it is voiceless, which means that you don't use your vocal cords to make the sound. It is defined by the shape of your tongue and the position of your teeth, and it is a sibilant, which is a sound made by directing a stream of air with the tongue towards the sharp edge of the teeth. To produce the sound, clench your teeth together lightly and pull your tongue away from them. Then push air through them. For example, sh, sh. Okay, some examples are finish, wish, push.
This sound. This means that you create friction through planes used by directing airflow throughout a narrow channel or along the middle of the tongue. As we see, this sound is voice, palatal, sibilant, or how to pronounce it is this phoneme is made throughout the mouth and is voice, which means that you vibrate your vocal cords to make the sound. It is defined by the shape of the tongue and the position of the teeth, and it is equivalent, which is a sound made by directing a stream of air with the tongue toward the sharp edge of the teeth. To produce the sound, clench your teeth together lightly and pull your tongue away from them. then push air through them while pointing out. And so it will be like this. Some examples of this sound identification: pressure, electric.
The ch sound. This sound is voiceless, palatal, affricated. Sorry. This means that you create friction by first stop the airflow with your tongue and the reach behind your teeth, then release it through a narrow gap. How to pronounce it? It is defined by shape of your lips and the position of your tongue, and it is an affricate, which is a sound made by closing the air flow but then opening it by forcing air through a narrow space. In this case, it is the tip of your tongue that creates the narrow space between it and the ridge behind the top teeth. To produce the sound, touch your tongue to the ridge lightly and allow air pressure to force the tongue down, opening the airway. For example, some examples are check, research, approach.
The sound. The sound is voice, also is up. This means that you create a friction by first stopping the airflow with your tongue and the reach behind your teeth, then release it throughout a narrow gap. How to pronounce it? It is defined by shape of your lips and the position of your tongue, and it is an up, which is a sound made by closing the airflow but then opening it by forcing air throughout a narrow. In this case, it is the tip of your tongue that creates the narrow space between it and the range behind the teeth. To pronounce the sound, set your tongue to that reach slightly and allow the air pressure to force the tongue down while pointing up. So it will be like some examples: joy, judge, please.
The H sound. This sound is voiceless, glottal, fricative. How to pronounce it? The H sound is made through the mouth and is aspirated, which means air comes out of your mouth as you say the sound, and you do not vibrate your vocal cords, but it is defined by the position of your vocal cords because it is fricative. Fricatives are sounds which are made by bringing two parts of your mouth or throat very close together and pushing the air through them. In this case, that's your vocal cords. To produce the H sound, constrict your throat and breathe out through your mouth. The shape of your mouth doesn't matter much. It will probably just be whatever shape you're making to make the next sound. For example, okay, some examples are happen, behind, help.
This sound. This sound is voice, also, and what. How to pronounce it? The tongue is extending forward with the body of the tongue very near to the tip, lip, and her palate. So the tongue is so high, the jaw kept related close during the formation of the sound. The sides of the tongue touch the top side teeth during the sound. The lips are held mostly closed, and they are neither mean and nor to a circular shape. So it will be like this. An example is yesterday, you.
The W sound. This sound is voiced bilabial glide. In this sound, you round your lips and form a narrow space at the back of your mouth with your tongue. How to pronounce it? It is defined by the position of your tongue and lips. It is an approximant sound, which is a sound made by creating a narrow space in your mouth through which air flows. In this case, it's both the space between your tongue and the top of your mouth and the space between your lips. To produce the W sound, purse your lips and raise the back of your tongue a bit near the roof of your mouth and voice out. For example, what, what. Okay, some examples are weather, want, towards.
The E sound. This sound is voiced, bilabial, and nasal. You use both of your lips and the air comes out. Now, how to pronounce it? It is defined by the motion of your lips and is made with the flow of air throughout the mouth, completely closed. So the sound comes throughout the nose rather than the mouth, and it is a voice sound, which means you use your vocal cords. So just the sound, close your teeth and voice out throughout your nose. Sometimes it is helpful to press the lips against or between teeth. So it will be like this. Mm, mm. Some examples are lick, family, them.
The N sound. This sound is voiced, alveolar, nasal. You put your tongue against the ridge just behind your top teeth and the air comes out your nose. It is made through the nose rather than the mouth and it is voiced, which means that you use your vocal cords. How to pronounce it? It is defined by the position of your tongue and is made with the flow of air through the mouth completely blocked and diverted to the nose. To produce the sound, put your tongue against the ridge just behind your top teeth so that your mouth is completely blocked and your voice out through your nose. For example, mm, mm. Okay, some examples are now, into, can.
The sound. This sound is voice, pure, nasal. In this sound, you throw your tongue up against the back of our mouth and the air comes out. The opening is made throughout the nose rather than the mouth, and it is voiced, which means you use your vocal cords, but it is defined by the position of your tongue, and it is made with the flow of air throughout the mouth completely closed. How to pronounce to produce the sound, curl the back of your tongue up against the back of your mouth so that it completely blocks your throat and then voice out through your nose. The flow of your tongue just mm, open. So in this case, the sound will be like we have some examples like we really and
Okay, that's all and thank you for your attention.
thank you.